The secret to the perfect tonkatsu lies in the violent, beautiful collision of a European culinary import and the precision of Japanese food science. When you bite into a properly prepared tonkatsu, you aren't just eating a fried pork cutlet. You are experiencing a century of cultural adaptation that transformed a foreign novelty into the undisputed soul of Japanese comfort food. To understand tonkatsu, we have to travel back to the Meiji Restoration in the late 19th century. Japan was rapidly opening its doors to the West, and with that came a wave of culinary curiosity. Chefs began experimenting with yoshoku, or Western-style cooking. They took the European veal cutlet, the ancestor of the wiener schnitzel, and began to reshape it for the Japanese palate. But they didn't just copy it. They refined it, swapping veal for pork and, crucially, developing a breading technique that would eventually become a global standard. The magic happens in the panko. If you look at a standard Western breadcrumb, it is dense, often made from stale, crusty bread that has been pulverized into fine dust. Panko is entirely different. It is made from crustless, white bread that is baked using an electrical current, which prevents the bread from browning and keeps the texture incredibly airy. When you look at a panko flake under a microscope, it looks like a jagged, porous shard. This structure is the key to the crunch. Because the flakes are so large and airy, they don't soak up oil like a sponge. Instead, they create a protective, crispy lattice that stays light and golden, even after being submerged in hot oil. But the panko is only the final layer of a three-part defense system. The process begins with the pork itself, usually a loin or a fillet, which is tenderized to ensure that the meat cooks through at the exact same rate as the crust. Then comes the flour. This is the glue. A thin, even dusting of flour acts as the bridge between the moist surface of the meat and the egg wash. Without this layer, the steam escaping from the pork during the frying process would push the breading off, leaving you with a soggy, detached mess. The egg acts as the binder, and the panko provides the armor. When that breaded cutlet hits the oil, the Maillard reaction takes over. This is the chemical dance between amino acids and reducing sugars that creates that deep, mahogany gold color and the complex, nutty aroma that defines a great fry. It is a high-stakes game of temperature control. If the oil is too cool, the panko drinks the fat and becomes greasy. If it is too hot, the crust burns before the pork reaches its succulent, juicy potential. A master tonkatsu chef monitors the sound of the fry. The pitch of the bubbles tells them exactly when the moisture inside the crust has reached the perfect equilibrium. Yet, even the most perfect cutlet would feel incomplete without its traditional accompaniments. The genius of tonkatsu is in the balance. The dish is almost always served with a mountain of finely shredded raw cabbage. This isn't just a garnish. It is a functional necessity. The high-fat content of the fried pork is cut through by the crisp, clean, slightly bitter crunch of the cabbage, which acts as a palate cleanser between bites. Then there is the sauce. Unlike the thin, acidic Worcestershire sauce found in the West, Japanese tonkatsu sauce is a thick, savory, fruit-forward reduction. It is usually a blend of vegetables, fruits, spices, and soy sauce, providing a hit of umami and acidity that grounds the richness of the pork. This dish is a masterclass in how cultures evolve through their appetites. It started as a foreign curiosity, a way for Japan to engage with the world. But it was quickly localized, perfected, and elevated into something that feels entirely native. It is a dish that demands patience, respect for the ingredients, and a deep understanding of the physics of heat and texture. Whether you are eating it in a high-end specialty shop in Tokyo, or making it in your own kitchen, the goal remains the same. That singular, explosive crunch, followed by the tender, savory warmth of the pork. It is a reminder that sometimes the best wa